Oh man, this Batman thing still happening. There's a question. Matt Reeves is setting the record straight on whether Part Two is Elseworlds, or set in the DCU. The answer is interesting. He also follows it up and says Batman 2 is more of a Bruce Wayne story, going to feature a villain that's really never been done. Be interesting to hear some Star Wars Starfighter news, House of the Dragon, some more Paul Walter Hauser. Always up for more Paul Walter Hauser. And then one battle after another reviews are in, and I'll give mine a little bit more detailed there. So it's myself and Steph Sabraw. We also just watched Predator, Steph, for the first time yesterday. It's not out yet, the reaction, but it will be sooner than later. So let's get into it, everybody. It's the Kristian Harloff show here today with myself and Steph Sabraw. You ready? Me too. Here we go. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Kristian Harloff show here today on this Thursday. I felt like it was Thursday yesterday. Why? Because for so long I've been used to doing a show with Steph on Thursday, and now I see her like twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. Here she is again, ladies and gentlemen. It's Steph Sabraw. Steph, how you doing?
Hi, good. Yep, I'm on my Predator hype.
I know. I felt like
I feel like a young huntress.
I know. I felt like I just saw you yesterday. Oh wait, I did.
Yep.
So yeah, so people know we are in Predator mode right now. I forget. I feel like you said yes to this, but if not, then it's definitely the next one we're doing after. But you've seen The Princess Bride.
Yes, I have seen The Princess Bride.
I think it was Winston that never saw it.
Okay. That would be he'd be great for that.
So I think that'll probably be, I don't know when we're going to do that. He and I are starting with this. Oh, you'll be happy. We're going to actually today, we're doing episodes 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4 of Demon Slayer. Yeah, we're starting it. And so how it's going to work is we're going to put those first 2 episodes out. If people watch them, we'll keep doing it, but we're not going to do it. People like,
Right. I get that. I get that. It's a journey, but you guys, for like, this is lock in, everyone. Lock in.
You'll be watching the reactions.
Yes,
I'm sure.
I'm in there.
Okay. All right. So we have a lot of stories here today, Steph. We got a lot of things to talk about. And one of the big stories, it's like the Batman story just never ends, really, with the Batman 2. There's always a new update, and every single time there's an interview with either James Gunn, Robert Pattinson, of course, Matt Reeves, that people keep asking what's going on with the Batman. Where does it lie with the DCU? And so we get a little bit more of a answer, kind of, with this interview. So the Batman director, Matt Reeves, sets the record straight on whether Part 2 is either Elseworlds or it is set in the DCU. With the Batman Part 2 gearing up to start shooting next spring, Matt Reeves has set the record straight on the sequel's Elseworlds status and whether he'll eventually work in the DCU. Josh Wilding writes, in DC Studios' approach to rebooting the DCEU has certainly been unique. Rather than completely start from scratch, James Gunn, Peter Safran have kept some actors from the past, recast others, and placed any non-canon projects under the somewhat vague Elseworlds banner. With the DCU set, the brave and the bold on the way, and an argument could be made that the Batman franchise should have really been scrapped to make way for the new version of the Caped Crusader. That would have been a blow for fans of Matt Reeves' take on Bruce Wayne, but 2 competing versions of Batman on screen at the same time seems like a risk. There's been a lot of speculation about the possibility of the Batman being folded into the DCU, with even Gunn saying it was considered when DC Studios was formed. The filmmaker and studio executive has reined in expectations, acknowledging that the DCU is struggling to find a fresh and compelling take on Batman. Now Reeves himself has chimed in, confirming that the Batman franchise will be an Elseworlds franchise while addressing the possibility of one day working in the DCU. We haven't talked about anything like that. We have had conversations about how things could work and all of that kind of stuff just in general. So, of course, it would be a lot of fun. What I really want to do is play out these stories so we begin arriving at the conclusion. I hope we would arrive at the beginning, and it's very exciting. So, first of all, I'm flattered. That's very kind of James to say. It would be really exciting to work with them, of course. We're working with them on the Batman Part 2. I mean, it's DC, so it's like it's Elseworlds, but it's DC, so it's theirs as well. So what the future brings and what I'm doing will become clear when it comes. This isn't overly surprising, but the door is now closed on any sort of crossover. Reeves and Mattson Thomason's script is finished, and it's clear now that the filmmaker didn't set out a way to bring Robert Pattinson's Dark Knight into the same world as Superman and Peacemaker. While some fans will be disappointed by the news, the Batman being in the DCU was always wishful thinking, and Pattinson agreed to star in a slate of movies and TV shows for Gunn was never going to happen. Will he and Safran have found a Batman by the time Reeves' sequel is released? That's TBD. Though, with Reeves looking to helm a trilogy, there will inevitably come a time when the Batman and the Brave and the Bold franchises are in proximity to each other. All right, so I think Steph, from the updates that we've gotten recently, this isn't really a shock. I think this is kind of the direction. There has been many conversations we've had on this show and other shows in general that you say, okay, maybe he is actually joining the DCU. But as of recently, with the way that James Gunn has been speaking, Pattinson's been speaking, Reeves has been speaking, it seems like, no, this is going to be Elseworlds, and they're just going to have to figure it out. So what do you make of this particular comment?
I think, I mean, this is kind of what I was hoping for. I would like to see more Robert Pattinson as Batman, so I wouldn't have been upset at all. I would have liked if he was involved in the greater DCU, but I kind of like the ability for Matt Reeves to just do what he wants without having it to be, because he just created such a cool world in the first Batman that we saw. So I like the freedom that it avails to them, and that it avails to James Gunn and the new Batman. So to me, it's kind of a win for both sides. Like I'm liking this. I saw some people talk about like it's indirectly confirming Crisis on Infinite Earths, like multi-dimensional type, but I don't even think so. I just feel like it's like he's gonna do his thing. I respect him as a filmmaker and I like this story, but we're just gonna keep pushing with what we're doing.
Yeah, and I think that what it comes down to is, look, Matt Reeves. This is what we talked about with the other movies. Also, it's like it is kind of like a happy accident for at least Zaslav, where the DCEU movies that were already set, right? Those movies, I mean, sure, he would have liked to make money on them because they spent money on them, and Gunn was probably like, oh man, I'm going to be in trouble if these things make a lot of money, because I'm going to be forced to have to combine them into what I'm doing. Because if Shazam 2 would have made hand over fist, and the same thing with The Flash, and the same thing with Aquaman 2, and there was an appetite for those movies still, and people were like, oh, I want to see where this is going, Gunn and Safran would have problems, because they're like, oh, well, we wanted to go this way. And the audience was like, well, no, we spent our money on it because we want that to keep going on. And so when it didn't do that, they were like, okay, that's what they always said. And we talk about it at length here. We're going to keep the door open. It's like, sure you are. You're going to wait to see if there's been made money, and you're forced to making new ones, but the door's not open anymore because they didn't make money. Now, the opposite goes for the Batman, because the Batman did make money and people wanted to see it. So people were speaking with their wallets and saying, we want more of this, and the reviews are good. So it's like, okay, we stop this just to make ours. And if theirs doesn't match up and is not better, then people are going to go, oh, you should have just continued. They're still going to say that. They're still going to do that. Like, if this new version of Batman that they do, I agree with Josh Wadley, and I've said this, I think it's confusing to casual audiences, but I also think that you're competing your two Batmans against each other, and they're going to go, they got another I got another Pattinson movie coming. Why don't I want to watch it with this guy? I don't even like this Batman. It is, you're competing.
Timing will be everything, I think. Yep. Timing and reception, because if they come out with the second one and then it's maybe a conclusion in the Matt Reeves Batman universe, and then they come out with a separate Gunn Batman and that does really well like a year later or something like that, then I think, recency bias has a way of helping in that way. But if the timing is off and it's not well received, then yeah, that you have a comparison issue in which people are going to start pitting one against the other, and it won't be good.
Right. So I am looking forward to the Batman Part 2. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't.
Me
And
too.
yeah, I really am, and I want to see where it's going to go. And I think there's now just so much buzz behind it and what they're doing with it. I'm really interested to see where it's going to go. So, where do you guys stand on the Batman Part 2? What do you think about it kind of officially not being in the DCU and more so an Elseworld story? Probably the way it should run. Do you think they're going to stop it after 2? Do you think it's going to kind of be open-ended? I know they wanted to do a third one, but do you think they're going to say no, 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 no? We're good here. This gives us enough of an ending. Let's stop. Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. Steph, we're not done with the Batman Part 2 because Reeves had some more things to say. And one of those things, he actually was talking about rumors and stuff and other things. And Matt Reeves addressed the recent Robin rumors. So he says, you talk about everything. Batman Part 2 director Matt Reeves addressed those recent Robin rumors. The Batman Part 2, Matt Reeves has weighed in on reports that Robin will appear in the upcoming sequel. And while his answer is pretty non-committal, he hasn't completely dismissed the idea. Josh Wilding writes, Batman ranks among DC's most popular characters. And while Matt Reeves' Batman Part 2 is a little over 2 years away from swooping into theaters, DC Studios' The Brave and the Bold appears to be trapped in limbo. Plan was for the DCU set movie to revolve around Bruce Wayne training his 10-year-old son Damian as the new Robin. However, we've since heard that Reeves intends to include the Boy Wonder in the Batman sequel. Appearing at the Emmy this weekend, the filmmaker was asked about reports that Robert Pattinson's Cape Crusader will find a sidekick in Robin. Well, sure, you talk about everything. There's probably not any character that we didn't talk about. What could this be? What could that be? That's part of the beginning of anything. So it's a non-committal answer, and it gives very little away. Still, Reeves had admitted that they've considered including Robin in the Batman franchise. We have to wonder just how different this character would be in the Batverse. So it's hard to imagine him leaping into action wearing a colorful costume or being as young as some versions of the hero, while it would be something of a clash with the Brave and the Bold. If Reeves instead intends to use Dick Grayson, for example, then that frees up the DCU to focus on Damian. Recently, Reeves revealed how Pattinson reacted when he read the Batman Part 2 script for the first time. He's Batman, so if he doesn't like it, not good. So I was super excited because I thought he would really like it because the things it does for his character, for Batman and for Bruce Wayne, has never been done this way. And I had a feeling that he would respond in this way. The fact that he did was incredibly encouraging. We're staffing up. We're starting to get our crew back together. We're getting ready. We're basically entering pre-production, making the movie in the spring. Super excited. DC Studios is also developing an animated Elseworlds movie dynamic duo, which is set to revolve around Dick Grayson and Jason Todd serving as Robin at the same time. A Teen Titans feature is also on the way, though it appears to have been sidelined so Anna Nagura can focus on writing Wonder Woman. And that interview, of course, comes from our friend Josh Horowitz. I think Snyder's right. I think Robin's in this movie. And I'll tell you another reason why I think that. I think Robin is right. Robin is in it because we have not seen. Sam and I just watched The Dark Knight Rises, and that was like the closest we got to any kind of serious Robin, because Chris O'Donnell's Robin's kind of a goofy cartoon character that they put into a real telling of this character. And what a way to do it, and to do it in a David Fincher type of feeling Matt Reeves Batman movie, to find a way to team them up. And as they say in this article, Dick Grayson as opposed to Damian. It's not going to be as confusing because you're telling the story essentially of Damian and how that happens in The Brave and the Bold, and you go away from Dick Grayson. So I think that they should do it. B, I think it's going to happen. I don't know how you feel.
Yeah, I think that they should do it. It's different. It's kind of like, why not? And I do think that he's established the world to be this dark, grungy kind of place. And so this weird sort of sidekick vibe, I think, could fit in really well and uniquely. So, and I would want to see a Robin. Like, I feel like I have no, like, it's cool that I have no expectations of what the I know certain people, depending on what comics you've read or if you liked him in the show or anything like that, you have like these expectations. But I'm like, oh, I just think it could be a really great addition of a character, because in the first one we have his like kind of a weird romance with Selena, but this allows for the character, for both Batman and a Robin, to have cool arcs based off of one another.
Yeah. And I think that, like he said, and his answer, by the way, in which he said, "Oh, we talked about everybody." I think that if Robin's not in it at that point, you go, "Nah, we couldn't make it work this time," or "Nah, wasn't something we were looking at doing," because you automatically, just take expectations away. But if he's in it and you go, "Oh, we kind of talked about everybody," it's a good way to go, we talked about everything we talked about. It's like,
yeah.
because sure, is it like, hey, anytime you do Batman, it probably happened before they even made the first one. Is there any world we can make Robin work in this one? And if the answer is no, you probably go like, I don't know if he fits in this particular world. I don't know if if it works here. That's what I feel like the answer would have been. I think that this tip that Snyder got, I think it was accurate, and I think that Gunn was trying to reflect away from it or whatever it was to try to protect Reeves' story. But I think that I think it's true. B, I think it should be true. So
yeah.
How do you guys feel about this? Do you think that this is something that should happen or shouldn't happen? Do you think it won't work with this particular tone? What say you? Put your thoughts in there and let me know. All right, we're going to move to some other stories, but before we do, I want to tell you guys about Cash App. I've been telling you about Cash App. The link's in the description. You got to check it out. It is very, very beneficial, and you won't regret it. Here it is.
Oh, man, I'm so glad to finally talk to you guys about Cash App. I've been using Cash App forever, and now I get to talk to you guys about it. Don't worry. It's very easy, fast to sign up. Do you even know how much interest your money is earning you in your bank account right now? Well, let me tell you some stuff. Cash App can do way more than you think to make your money work for you. If you direct deposit at least $300 in paychecks each month and use the Cash App card for purchases, you can earn up to 4% annual interest on your savings. There's no hidden fees, no minimum balance requirements. Also, you can hit your saving goals even faster by turning on the Roundups feature on your Cash App card. With Roundups, every purchase you make using the card is rounded up to the nearest dollar, and that spare change is automatically put into your savings. Don't let your money sit around and gather dust. Make it work for you. Take advantage of high interest savings on Cash App today. For a limited time only, new Cash App customers can use our exclusive code and earn some additional cash. For real, just download the Cash App, use our exclusive referral code, Kristian, in your profile, send $5 to a friend. Within 14 days, you're going to get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Cash App is a financial service platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partner. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC, direct deposit, roundups, overdraft coverage, and discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosure.
Thank you to Cash App. Thank you to you guys. You guys have been very, very helpful, supportive, and understanding. I mean, if you listen to podcasts, you watch shows enough, okay, well, if we want to keep supporting this show and want to keep watching this show every day, I gotta try to get something for myself to help this asshole out. And that's exactly what you've been doing. So thank you. And again, try Cash App. It is absolutely worth it. Steph, you got a battle this week. It is not against me. I got my head handed to me yesterday. Audience did not want to hang out with me yesterday.
What happened?
Yeah, it was a short show because it was like there was hardly anybody in the room, and we did like eight questions or 10. I left and edited stuff instead, and the audience was fine with that. But on Tuesday, Roxy and Mike had a great day, and they did 77. Beatable.
Okay.
Beatable. Currently, we're at 3 though. So
okay.
The audience needs to, if they want to, we'll get you that win. We got to get to 77 by the time we get to the end of the show, at least a tie. So we shall see. Currently at 3. Steph, it's funny because we do these the reactions together now, and we've done Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. We're doing Predator. We have tons of other movies. We're gonna do the John Hughes, most of the John Hughes library together, and tons of other things. But I see this comment of like, oh, Steph Sabraw, when did she get on this channel? And I'm like, and considering that you started on the SEN channel, I think it was like 2021 or whatever it was, where you started on, I consistently say, well, she started on the channel, but you started with Star Wars. And we started doing it was Sith Council, where we did a lot. And we don't cover the stories as much because there just hasn't been a lot of stuff, and there hasn't been a lot of excitement around it. I feel like that's changing a little bit when it comes to the Starfighter movie. Now, I know that that the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer was supposed to drop today. That did not happen. That's probably going to happen next week. But
Mhm.
Starfighter to me is getting more of the buzz and excitement. And now there's some images. So we've got some stuff as it starts to heat up, and there's Ryan Gosling with that's a haircut. And here's the official still features Ryan Gosling and Flynn Gray's mysterious characters. Deadpool and Wolverine director Sean Levy has taken to social media to share our first official look at Ryan Gosling and Star Wars Starfighter. You already get, I think, so Steph, even from that picture alone, you right away get the kind of character he's going to be
Totally.
immediately.
Totally.
Like he's bruised, he looks like a rogue, he's in shape, but you can tell he's probably, they're pushing him out.
He's never committed to a girl in his life.
Right. It seems like he is a Han Solo type character. Could be
For
wrong,
sure.
but it's definitely that kind of rogue smug, and I'm all for it.
Yep.
I think it's time for a character like that. Mark Cassidy says last month Lucasfilm announced that cameras were rolling on Sean Levy's Star Wars Starfighter with a black and white behind the scenes photo, and the Deadpool and Wolverine director has shared a first official still from the movie. Captioned somewhere in the Mediterranean Sea, the image features Ryan Gosling and Flynn Gray in costume as well. We still don't actually know anything about their characters. A recent rumor claimed that Gosling and Gray will play uncle and nephew being pursued across the galaxy by a group of ruthless villains, but it has not been confirmed. We do know that the impressive ensemble will also feature Matt Smith, Mia Goth, Aaron Pierre, Simon Bird, Jamel Westman, Daniel Ings, and Amy Adams. I mean, that is a hell of a cast. That's a hell of a cast. I feel a profound sense of excitement and honor as we begin production on Star Wars Starfighter. From the day Kathy Kennedy called me up, inviting me to develop an original adventure in this incredible Star Wars galaxy, this experience has been a dream come true, creatively and personally. Star Wars shaped my sense of what story can do, how characters and cinematic moments can live with us forever. To join this storytelling galaxy with such brilliant collaborators on screen and off is the thrill of a lifetime. Okay, so there's a shot of them on the ocean. I see that it looks very Star Wars-esque. Here is my concern with the image. It has nothing to do with the actors at all. I get nervous that we're doing another wolf and lone cub thing, whatever the hell it is. Lone wolf cub, whatever. I'm so bored with it. Not just Star Wars. Like there's so many different mediums there. I remember it was once one thing after the next, and it's like, oh, and now Halo's doing it, and now they're going to do it again in this. Now it's like, now that's not to say that's what this is. You can certainly do a story where it's not just the lone cub and wolf thing. Last of Us is another example. There's so many different stories that keep doing it, and it's like, come on, let's not do that again. It doesn't have to just be. Now Sean Levy's very good at this, though. He did a very one of my favorite Sean Levy movies is Real Steel. Have you seen Real Steel?
No.
Oh, that's a good one to do for you and I, because it's a really good movie.
Okay.
And kind of shocking that it's good. Because I remember when the trailer came out, it was like everyone was just saying it was like a Rock'em Sock'em Robots thing, but it's got a lot of heart to it, and it's essentially over the movie with Stallone back in the 80s called Over the Top. It's kind of the same thing. But it's done very well. So you see these images, and what do you make of them?
I think it looks really good. I like that they're shooting on location. The two boys have similar hairdos, so I do think it's hard to imagine a world in which there's not a big lone wolf storyline going on. I do love that storyline. I hear you. There is a ton of it. It felt like that was like the new major story being told for the past few years, but I do think that there's always a way for a writer to make things unique. So if it is that, then I would just hope it's a little different, a little more, it's just something we haven't seen, but kind of thematically might hit a similar point. I think that Ryan Gosling looks like a cool lead in this. I think that he's one of the best working actors right now. So I've been excited about the cast since it's been announced. The story has seemed pretty clear that it will be a lone wolf type story. I don't see how we really get away from that. But I think the question will be like, how many other storylines are there going to be
Right.
involved in?
Is it the
In that
only
sense,
story? Right.
right? I think there will be a lot, or a
I think
few others.
I think you're right. I think that if you can build out, if you really can start to build out of this story, you don't have to make a trilogy out of it, but if you can build other characters that you want to, you know, whether it's Aaron Pierre or, you know, whoever, Amy Adams, whoever, whatever characters start to, it was always something that I said, like, hey, create something new, see who the audience responds to, and then build off of that.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's like, hey, look, they really shoot. We thought that this character would be popular, but they really responded to that. What are they doing in the next movie? Let's make a movie about them. Let's do a TV show about that person and that adventure. Like that would be interesting to see how they're going to do it. So you know, you could also have this thing where maybe it's not a lone wolf. Maybe the kid is a kind of a rogue too, and the two of them together, they have like their own little operation going on. Then they have to get involved in something else, and it's not necessarily that same trope that we keep getting. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It seems like the kid has some edge to him,
I hope
and
so.
I think, like, kind of that matching hairstyle vibe, there's, like, a little maybe they're, like, more of a buddy vibe than a lone wolf and the dad.
Right, and I understand why they're bringing a kid into it. I do. When you have Star Wars in the shape that it is in right now, Mandalorian and Grogu will be lucky to cross 600 million. Anybody that thinks it's making over $1 billion should get their heads checked out at the doctor's office. There's no way it's going to do it. Initially, I thought maybe a long time ago, before I knew what they were doing with it and what it was, that it shot. There's no world. There's too much homework involved for that movie to make anything more than 600, maybe 700. I don't care if Grogu's in it or not. But they only needed to make around that because it's essentially the next season of the TV show, and they're not
Yeah.
going to put what people will do, and it will be incorrect to do if the movie doesn't do very well. Like if it makes 500 million or 400 million or 300 million, if it makes 300 million, that's a problem. But let's say it makes like 400 million. The videos are going to be like, Star Wars is completely dead. No one wants to see it anymore. It's like, no, nobody wanted to do the homework because there's a lot of stuff that you have to do for Mandalorian.
Right.
Starfighter is the test. Starfighter is the test that if the videos start coming out after that movie, if that movie bombs, then there's a conversation to be had. If a movie's good, if the movie is solid and it's a really good film and it doesn't do well, then there's a conversation to have about Star Wars. But that is why you put a kid in there, because you need to get everyone in the theater at that point. You need to get the adults. You can, because of course, I'm like, well, why not a Star Wars movie like in the vein of Andor and take it that serious? You're not if you do a movie that deep like Andor right away, gonna be hard to get the kids in there for the big summer movie. It's not to say you can't do a movie like that eventually, but for the first one, really is kind of the first one. You gotta aim towards the families also.
Yeah, I do think it's smart in that sense. And I feel like, I'm hoping for a Logan type vibe where it really feels like if I was a kid, I would love it. If when I was an adult, I loved it, and just did a really great job of having like
Yeah.
deep themes so that it
Yeah.
could reach the older audience, but having that heart, that kids really easily and readily make available to the screen.
True. I'm curious. Did someone? Yeah, let me know who did this. George, I said, are you talking crap about a movie? You don't know the story. Who was talking crap about it? I'm curious what they were saying. What were they? So, what were they saying? Someone said, "Right, talking crap about a
Right.
movie. You don't even know the story." Who was? Yeah, you shouldn't talk. If you don't know the story, you shouldn't talk crap about it. Who was saying that? I don't know what the hell he's talking about. So we'll see. Those two movies, they certainly have potential, as where you have Mandalorian and Grogu will have the Moana 2 kind of, structure. Hey, this is supposed to be a TV show. Now what? So if they can capitalize on that and they can get the audience in there, 600, 700 million, that's a good win for them. But like I said,
Right.
you're out of your mind if you think it's going to make $1 billion. Out of your mind.
Yeah, and if it does, that's awesome. But I don't think, to like just it would have to be based off of reception and then people like going back and watching it, just because it's a big ask. It's 4 seasons, and I know I always compare it to my parents. They didn't watch past the first season. Not because they didn't
Sure.
like it. They liked the first season a lot. It's just like
They got
it's
it. They
hard to
got it
get
and they
people
moved on.
back. Yeah. Yeah.
They got it and they moved on. So, okay, cool. They weren't as invested. So again, this I'm so confused. This is insane. You know nothing about the story already making assumptions when you know nothing and saying who's doing that. So Jared, tell me which commenter's saying that, guys. Whoever's saying that, you're wrong. You if you don't know anything about the story, you shouldn't say anything. And because we don't know anything about the story yet. I mean, with both Mandalorian, Grogu, and the other one. But we'll see. If you're talking about in regards to money, it has nothing to do with the story. Even if Mandalorian Grogu, like you said, Steph, even if it's amazing, there's no world where it makes $1 billion. There's no way. I think that Marvel has also proved that right now. It's my favorite comment so far. That is hilarious. Thank you. So that is hilarious. Anyway, so we shall see. Either way, though, Star Wars seems to have a plan finally. And that at least is helpful. So I think if you're a Star Wars fan, you at least be happy there. So we shall see. Yeah. Jared knows he's messing around anyway. He was absolutely just goofing around. Just because if Jared, I'll tell you what, if you honestly think that Mandalorian and Grogu make $1 billion, let's do the same bet that I made the one guy that we haven't heard from, whatever. I'll bet you a lot of money or a steak dinner, and we can do it PayPal style, and we'll figure it out that way. Because I did the same thing there were a couple of bets, and a few people I think someone said that Fantastic Four, or was it? No, Thunderbolts was going to make more than Fantastic Four. He wasn't too far off, but he was wrong, and we haven't heard from that person since. But either way, I think he's just messing around anyway, because if he thinks it's going to make $1 billion, he should eat his own shoe on the air if it doesn't happen. All right, so let's get to some more topics here. But first of all, let us know what you think, please, and thank you. Steph, did you watch House of the Dragon season 2?
No.
Oh, you didn't. Okay, you bailed after the first season.
I bailed out. I didn't even finish the finale of the first season. It's a great show.
Okay.
It didn't make me feel good, Kristian.
I understand that. Yeah, and you like to have the smile on your face after you watch.
Yeah, I'm there's things I can't control. I can control what I watch.
That's true. Unless again,
unless I'm on your channel.
Right. It's true, but we had even because a Predator wasn't necessarily a feel good, but it's still an action.
Oh no, but it's awesome. Like I do think there's some feel good moments about it, because it's like everyone, well, at least me, there's like a little like badass inside that's like, let's go.
Yeah, right. And you how much did you love that team?
I love the team. Like you put a ragtag team together, I'm like, I'm so in for it. I good characters are everything, and it's like first 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's go, squad.
Dylan.
You
got the pushing pencils.
You guys, now I'm in on the inside joke. So
yeah.
I know the quotes now.
Yeah, put us in the meat grinder. And then of course my favorite was when he goes, "Go get to the chopper," and you're going,
"Oh yeah,
now I know where it comes from."
That's the line. I've heard that my whole life.
So
get
good.
To the chopper.
Well, even though you didn't watch the rest of House of the Dragon, still here's something for those fans, and myself being one of them. House of the Dragon season 3 and A Night of the Seven Kingdoms premiere window is revealed by the boss. So let's get to the story. House of the Dragon. We've been waiting for it. It used to be like every year you'd get an update on TV shows. Now it's like they almost release like movies. Because I guess in the way that they're shot. But season 3, Night of the Seven Kingdoms premiere revealed. Remember when a new season of TV series was released at the same time every year? I do. I just said it. Those were the days. But as we wait for news on The Last of Us Season 3, it looks like 3 seasons over 6 years is as good as it's going to get for House of the Dragon. Plans for the Game of Thrones prequel have been shared by Cassie Bloys, the chairman and CEO of HBO and Max Content, and he confirmed that a June 2026 launch is likely. So I think it'll be just outside of the 2026 Emmy eligibility window. The executive confirmed, referring to the May 31st, 2026 cutoff. However, we can expect another Game of Thrones prequel to air before House of the Dragon returns, as A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is scheduled for a January 2026 debut after previously being slated for this year. In A Knight of Seven Kingdoms, a century before the events of Game of Thrones, 2 unlikely heroes wandered Westeros. A young, naive, but courageous knight, Sir Duncan the Tall, and his diminutive squire, Egg. Hell yeah, Egg. Set in an age where the Targaryen line still holds the Iron Throne, and the memory of the last dragon has not yet passed from living memory. Great destinies, powerful foes, and dangerous exploits all await these improbable and incomparable friends. House of the Dragon expected to end with its 4th season, and based on past experiences, a 2028 premiere. For that seems most likely right now. Talking to EW earlier this year, Ryan Condal, the House of the Dragon showrunner, says this is certainly our biggest season to date, both in terms of ambition and just the practical size, the amount of sets we're creating, the narrative parabola here, and starting to come down into, if not the end game, the midpoint, and getting into the late Act 2 and moving into the act of Act 3. Anybody that's read the book knows that the narrative gets bigger and grimmer as it goes along, and the show has to match that ambition as best as it possibly can. Teasing the Dance of the Dragons, he said, I will say that the war this season goes very hot, very, very quickly. I think the people who are waiting for all the horrible, brutal, pitiless bloodshed will be getting it in copious amounts. So, yeah, that was the thing. It ends. So even though you didn't see the season 2, Steph, it ends kind of not open-ended, but it doesn't. People were waiting for this big battle, and it's getting there. And I kind of felt like that wasn't coming, and it didn't. And they are setting it up for 3 to just be so epic.
Right.
And they pretty much said as much. This is a question for the audience. And how many years, if this is 100 years before, if the prequel is 100 years before Game of Thrones, when does House of the Dragon, how many years is that? I forget. Is it 200, 300? Because clearly by the time we get to this prequel series, the House of the Dragon stuff has already concluded and the dragons are all gone. It's 200 years. Okay, so it's about 200 years. Okay, that's good to know. So 200, and then so this is about 100 years after, which is great, because which will be interesting, though, which will be very interesting. And I'm curious how they're going to do it in the same way that they did it in Game of Thrones. They are still going to be doing season 4 and closing it up, and the events have already happened, right? So they're probably going to mention little things in the prequel series about things that happened that we haven't seen yet in season 4 of House of the Dragon, if that makes sense.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So
yeah,
what
that
I mean,
is weird.
Yeah, I'm just saying, because it's history. So if season 1 of the new prequel series references events of Targaryens and something that happened in season 4, but yet season 4 hasn't aired yet, that'll be fun, because you're like, oh, okay, we're in the same way that Joffrey essentially, this is what I tell people, don't go back and watch House of the Dragon, because Joffrey pretty much spoils the fate of one of the characters of House of the Dragon. He's telling a story about what happened to one of them, and he's super happy about what happened to the person. He's telling the story about how it happened, and you essentially, if you're watching House of the Dragon, you're like, oh, so we're going to see that. That sucks that I know that, but that's history of Westeros,
Right.
Yeah. So I'm not going to say it. Are you guys going to, are you and Harry, you going to try to watch this one too? Or you already know that this world, it just doesn't make you feel good. So I'm out.
Well, maybe I would check it out, just
Okay.
because they usually have such great creatives involved, writers, like filmmakers, everyone involved in this now. They're just great. Maybe I would check it out to see what the story is going. I knew House of the Dragon story was
Okay.
going to end awful. I
Right.
knew, and we all know that. We know, because that's if you've seen Game of Thrones, you know a little that it has to end awfully. So, and I looked it up, all the book synopsis, so I do know exactly how it's going to end. But I don't know what's going to happen with this next one. So maybe I would check it out, because maybe it's not as doom and gloom. It's still in this world where everything kind of sucks. I am not built for like medieval times, is what I found out. Like,
that's fair, like that kind of feel. Yeah,
no.
I see some comments.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're milking it, but I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like a history book. It's like, is there somebody did something about
people love it.
Yeah, somebody made another story about like ancient Rome and things that happened. It's like there's a history behind it. If you can tell interesting stories in the same way that you go back in time with Star Wars and other things too, it's rich of trying to tell new stories. Now, if they were trying to tell the same thing, like I wanted to see the Jon Snow show, I at least did, but I can understand when people are going, oh, why don't we just move past it? In the same way we talk about like the Skywalker saga, it's like move past it, go to that rich history. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to see. But I'm curious to what you guys think about House of the Dragon coming out, when it's coming out, the prequel coming out when it's coming out. Do you think that they're milking it? Or do you think like, no, this is they should be absolutely going forward with this and building out on Westeros? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. Did you wind up seeing Weapons? Not
yet. I just dropped on VOD, I think, so we're gonna buy it this week. Yeah.
You should. Yeah, it dropped a couple weeks ago, and it was it's great. It's a great movie. Did you wind up seeing Barbarian? I forget.
Yes.
Okay. So the director
and loved Barbarian. It was so gross and crazy, but I respect it. It was a great film.
Well, the director is great. Zach Cregger, he's great. He's one of my favorite directors working after it, and I wasn't even aware of him at all. I know that he was like a big sketch comedy guy before he found his way into these movies.
Oh, that kind of makes sense.
Very similar to kind of what Jordan Peele did, you know?
Yeah.
So when he was in that, like, if you would have told me, I don't know, if I didn't watch Barbarian, I didn't see Weapons, and like, oh, they're doing another Resident Evil movie, I go, who cares? Now I'm pretty hyped for it because he's doing it. And I'm even more hyped now because not only is he doing it, former Schmodown competitor Paul Walter Hauser is going to be in it. Paul Walter Hauser has joined the cast of Weapons and Barbarian director Zach Cregger's new Resident Evil movie at Sony Pictures. Hauser's coming off a busy summer with Fantastic Four, Naked Gun, and he will star alongside previously confirmed cast member Austin Abrams in the film, which adapts the popular video game series. As previously confirmed, this will not be a faithful adaptation of any game in the series, rather an original story set in the Resident Evil universe. The story is expected to follow a hapless courier tasked with delivering a package to a remote hospital, only to be caught up in the middle of an outbreak. The film is expected to return to the horror roots of the game and move away from the more action-centered approach of the 6 Mila Jovovich-led movies films, which grossed $1.28 billion worldwide. Cregger co-writes the film with Shay Hatton, and the film is set for a September 18th, 2026 release, which that's coming out, hell, man. That's a year. It's just about a year from now. Pretty crazy that they're going to get that turned around and everything too. So that's why I'm literally only excited because of Cregger's and now Paul Walter Hauser. But I'm excited for this. I want to see what they're going to. I'm so against the grain here because like normally I'd be like, why another one of these movies? Why do we need to do this? Are they going to at least be faithful to the original game? Most of the times I hear that they're not going to be faithful to an original story, and I go, I don't feel that way this time because it's like, okay, this guy must know the world. He's going to make his own original story inside of it. And I get to see an original Zach Cregger story inside of the Resident Evil world. It's exciting to me. Might not be exciting to everybody else, but it's exciting to me. You've got one movie to work off of with Barbarian. How do you feel about this? And how do you feel about Paul joining it?
Well, Paul's staying booked and busy, and I love that for him. Like every time he comes on screen, he's one of those actors where you're like, oh, that's fun. This is fun. I think he's really versatile and just fun to watch. But I'm excited about this. I think that, like we've been talking about for the past few years, it's the directors really who have the power now to bring people to the theater and get people excited because, they're the kind of crafting the vision. And
Mhm.
to me, as a person who's not attached to the franchise, and then mix that with someone who's kind of had his own individual, unique, new stories, I would be like, oh, why is he doing a franchise thing that would hold him down? Whereas I feel like he's done such a good job being free. But I like that he's like right out the gate, like, don't expect it to be super faithful, because I think that makes more sense. Like, why would you hire someone like him if you
Exactly.
want it to be just a copy paste of what the original IP is?
100%. I mean, look, you can still, to be fair, you could still do something faithful to the original IP
Yeah.
and do something pretty extraordinary. Look at Last of Us season 1, right? They were able to do that and add some new things to it and make it pretty great. You could do that. But I do agree with you that it's like, well, wait a minute. You've got this guy who has done he's 2 for 2, and I've been calling him like the R-rated M. Night Shyamalan on what he's kind of done so far. And this is great. Give him that opportunity to do that, to say, okay, look, now I'm going to take an IP, come see my movies. Now, if you haven't seen the other ones, you know this one. So now here's what I'm going to do here. I would like to see him go away from horror after this. I know that he's in his wheelhouse in horror, but I want to see him get it, because I want to see almost like what he's doing, what Nolan or these other guys are doing. I'm not saying he's in that category yet, but I'm just saying, to get to another level of that, I want to see him switch it up in the way that I want to see, Ryan Coogler, who I love, also have him switch it up. So
Yep.
I'm pumped for it. I think it works. And again, the real story, again, not the real story, but the story is Paul Walter Hauser. He elevates projects. He does. And
Yeah.
you talk about a guy that literally can do comedies, and then he does dramas. I mean, he's in something like Naked Gun, and then he was in something like Blackbird, which he was terrifying in, by the way, and won a bunch of awards for, rightfully so. I, Tonya, Richard, what's the one he got nominated for, the
The
Clint Eastwood one.
Safdie movie.
The guy with the bombing.
Oh.
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Where is it? Richard Jewell.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, Richard. So anyway, he's
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, he elevates your project. So by putting him in there, that makes sense. And the other thing that both you can tell what Zach Cregger has done, you look at the cast that he's got so far in this thing. They're good actors, but he's not breaking the bank. He's not breaking the bank on cast. Because Paul Walter Hauser, the reason why he's in so much, and what he does, he's has a nice comfortable rate, but I bet you he ain't overcharging. I bet you he just wants to work with enough people. And I mean, he was in Cobra Kai. He's in everything. And the more stuff he's in, the more people he works with, it's better. So I would not be surprised if he's like, go for this rate. Don't necessarily, we could probably go for this, but go for that. I think that's why you see him as much as you do, to be honest.
Yeah. There's such a nice medium to be made with that, especially someone like him, where I feel like he could have so easily been typecasted, because I felt like for the first few movies he was like the funny guy.
Yes.
And then you really started to see where like, oh, he's just a great actor.
Yeah. And he was, he really, the first thing he kind of appeared on, and it was like kind of like a dark comedy, was the I, Tonya stuff. Have you seen that? About Tonya Harding?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love yeah. It's a great movie.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
Anyway, what do you guys make of Resident Evil, with Cregger's new version of it, and of course with Paul Walter Hauser joining the cast? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. Okay, Steph, currently you got it. Well, you got to catch 77. You got to catch 77 to tie. You need 78 to win the week. Currently, we're at 12.
Okay.
We got one more story before we start answering questions, and then we'll pop into those questions in general. But let's get to this one, because I haven't had a chance to post my non-spoiler review. I certainly did my out of the theater reaction, but I didn't do my review. I'll have to shoot that today, probably get it up tomorrow. But I'm talking about one battle after another. The reviews are in so far for the latest Leonardo DiCaprio, Paul Thomas Anderson movie. Here it is, one battle after another. The reviews are in. It looks like the reports of PTA's One Battle After Another being a serious awards contender this year are correct. Reviews are in, 65 reviews, solid 97% on Rotten Tomatoes with 33 reviews on Metacritic at a 96 out of 100. Metacritic scores the highest of Anderson's career so far, higher than 93 out of 100 for There Will Be Blood. 90th, both Phantom Thread and Licorice Pizza earns 80. They both earn 90, and 86, both Boogie Nights and The Master. In other words, must see. Here's a sampling of the review quotes. Let's see if anybody I know. Anybody I know? I want to see somebody. Oh, Bibbs, look at that. It's possible, maybe even like that. Paul Thomas Anderson stuff so much into one movie that a lot of people will find something to take away from it. All I see is lack of focus. Bibbs is the only one who didn't like it. Hilarious. Makes sense. This is a sentence that I have said many times. I fundamentally disagree with William Bibiani. While it speaks with a bigger vision to the danger and anxiety of our moment, and also a drama that is totally grounded and relatable, there's a thematic heft to it, and the movie is often quite funny in a sidelong way, but not in some of your face didactic absurdist thing. Owen Gleiberman. I agree with Owen. So this movie's pretty it's awesome. It's an awesome movie. And what I said in the review, or the out of the theater rather, it's like look, I don't know if it's going to be for everybody, because it's a question is, if you're a Paul Thomas Anderson fan, then I think it's for you. It's certainly a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, and a lot of people are Paul Thomas Anderson fans. It's Leonardo's going to get nominated for this movie. Sean Penn will be nominated for this movie. I would love to see Benicio del Toro nominated, but I think I would say he's not in it enough. But then again, Anne Hathaway won for essentially one scene in Les Mis. But I think if you're going to nominate anybody in this one, it's probably going to Sean Penn. He's pretty terrifying. The woman who plays Leonardo DiCaprio's daughter, I've got to find her name. She's incredible. She's really, really good. She steals a lot of scenes, and there are some very funny moments in it for sure. It's longer. It's a longer movie.
Chase Infinity.
Chase, yes, she's
That's
great.
Such a great name.
She's very charming. She's very charming, and it really works. The movie really works, and I think that when you look at how they put it together, it almost has like a Coen Brothers feel to it a little bit sometimes too. In like the old school, almost like that No Country for Old Men stuff every little while. But I love the journey.
Okay.
I love the journey it takes you on. It sets you right up and goes, this is the impetus. This is where everything starts, with this moment, and it's not like one of those scenes where it's like, okay, it's a 5-minute, this is what happened. It's like you're there for like 45 minutes in this world of like what happened, how we all got to the place where we're going to start from. And that takes about 45 minutes around that. And then by the time you get done with that, then you're into where you're going to spend the majority of time, the next 2 hours. It's like a 2 hour and 40-minute movie. So you're there, and you're just like, these things that are happening, you're just so, I realize by the time I get to the end, you're just so invested. And it's from the filmmaking, the music, the way there's certain shots that are so PTA that it just felt great to be back in his world. So this will be one that a lot of people talk about. I'm certainly going to watch it again. Certainly going to watch this one again. This one's in my, it's in my top 10 of the year thus far, for sure. Are you having any interest in this one?
Well, yeah, I do. I've been excited since the cast was announced. I just thought it was like a fun, eclectic group of people that Regina Hall kind of gets me every time. I love that woman so much. But seeing Leonardo DiCaprio, just like his career has been very interesting to watch in the different type of lead roles he plays. And this one seems totally different. Like he's like a super disheveled DiCaprio, which will be fun to watch. And yeah, the story itself looks like a fun thriller time, which I love a thriller that kind of just keeps you on the edge of your seat, like wondering what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
And PTA is like an interesting filmmaker, so I'm always going to kind of just check it out at least. And this one has like enough going on where I'm like, oh, I'm excited about this.
You just said it though. This movie has a lot going on in a good way. It's got a lot going on, and it's chaotic. It's like peacefully chaotic at times. And whenever you see Sean Penn, you're like, oh no, here we go. What's this character gonna do now? And it's funny because I just had my buddy Andrew Freed on the show yesterday at an interview. If you guys haven't watched it, you should go back and check it out. Hopefully we're gonna try to piece that whole interview out and put it on a Clips channel. But anyway, he just did the Charlie Sheen documentary on Netflix. Did you watch any of it yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, you should. And Sean Penn is in it, and he clearly was shooting this interview during the time of filming One Battle because he's got that ridiculous haircut. And I was like, oh, he not in the same way, but there are similarities to what he's doing in this that's why I referenced old No Country for Old Men with the Javier Bardem thing. Now they're not the same type of character, but where they go and what they tap into, like a certain psyche, was very similar. That's why I
Okay.
made the comparison there. They're very different characters, but yet there's some things that they do that you're like, oh, I think you're going to see the reference. But anyway, how do you guys feel about One Battle After Another? Do you want to see this movie? Do you not want to see it? What do you think about the score? Were the scores something you were looking for as far as like, okay, let's see if I want to see this in the theater? You're going to wait for it on streaming? What say you? Put your thoughts in there. Let's hear it. All right, Steph, it's the moment of truth. We have to get to 77. The good news is that you beat me already from yesterday. The bad news is that you still have about 62 to tie Mike and Roxy. And you got to beat Mike. Anytime you beat Mike, it makes sense because he's a traitor. He used to be on the show with you and he left.
I know.
Yeah, so you got to beat Mike. That's
right.
I know Roxy's your girl, but like you got to beat Mike. Eric Gill became a YouTube member. Great time to be a member. Tons. We're doing so many reactions. There's so many unedited reactions that are going up now. And so South Park the movie, by the way, that one from 98, I think it was, maybe 99, I think one of those two. Ming watched it with me, and today it was supposed to be up. Well, it was supposed to be up yesterday, and then it was going to be out today, but there was a copyright thing on it, so it should be done by tomorrow morning. But I'm trying to figure out. I've got that. I've got the Prestige coming. I've got Predator coming. We've got the Dragon Slayer reactions coming. Sam and I are watching Inception today. You and me are watching Predator 2 next week. Chris Carr and I are watching a movie tomorrow. I don't even know which one we're watching yet. So there's tons of stuff that's coming up on the channel. And what a way to be a member, because you get all the unedited versions of those. Jake, good morning, beautiful Kristian and Steph, I guess. How'd you like Infinity Castle? Can't wait for your reaction. What's that? Is that the new movie?
The Demon Slayer movie.
Okay.
Oh man, I loved it so much.
Okay. No.
They have this way of turning characters you hate for so many hours, and then because of good writing, you're just like, they put the humanity into people, and I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I loved it, man. I loved it. How'd you like it, Jake? Let me know.
Let's say Francisco Ramirez Burgos. Hey guys, has Steph seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I think she would love it. You did see it, right?
Yeah, I have, but you know me, because I would. I do.
And it would be great for a reaction vid. I love the Back to the Future trilogy reaction. Yeah, she saw that one already for sure. I would have loved to revisit that one. I haven't seen it in so long, but
I know I haven't seen it in a while. But yeah, like animation stuff, I saw a lot growing up.
There's a lot that she hasn't seen that's incredible. Like I said, we're doing Predators, not Predators. We're doing Predator 2, then we're gonna do Prey. So we'll do those 3 movies, and then we're gonna move on probably to the John Hughes franchise after that. I think that will most likely be next. I'm starting to like get a rhythm and kind of vibe of what things certain people haven't seen. There were tons of Charlie Sheen movies that popped up, Steph, when he was talking about it. I was thinking of you. I was like, there's no way she's seen that. Nobody's seen
Right.
that. Like, wait, have you ever seen Hot Shots, the first one?
I don't think so.
Oh man, I don't know. There's something about, maybe I won't go John Hughes first, and maybe we'll do Airplane, Naked Gun movies, and Hot Shots, like, because you like to laugh, so maybe
Right.
we'll do some goofy movies first. But like I said, there's tons of stuff that we're gonna watch. Joyous Romer, hey Steph, may the force be with you. Kristian, new Starfighter image looks like Waterworld. It had that vibe. Sure.
Never saw Waterworld.
Okay, yeah, but it's got that vibe. There's another one. Hasbro 24
Damn.
Starfighter like Waterworld. Yeah, so it has that vibe. That picture though, we don't know what the whole movie looks like. Alan Smithy loved watching Back to the Future with you both. Glad Steph is a Doc fan. She loves Doc. I hear Michael J. Fox is going to
Love
be on
Doc.
Shrimp. Oh, that's cool. How excited are you to see Michael J. Fox and Harrison Ford on screen together? That'd be amazing to see. Oh, that's great. He's going to be on it. I love that. I love that he's going to
Yeah.
be
That's
on.
awesome.
And then you saw when you watched Wednesday season 2.
Yes, Wednesday season 2, and then I just saw Nobody 2.
Oh, how was that?
I love the Nobody franchise. I love it.
I haven't seen 2.
Yeah,
yet.
he's so fun in it, man. He's awesome in Nobody and Nobody 2. Yeah.
Parker Holler, Jimmy Kimmel fired because pressure from the FCC, government literally censoring and cancel a comedian for criticizing the government. You spoke against it for years. Kristian, thoughts? I think that no matter what a political stance is, when it comes to comedy, when it comes to things, depending on, I watched the quote. I mean, I was like, okay, because they posed it like, and I talked about this on my show last week. I'll stand by it. Anybody who was going after Charlie Kirk and going after him and saying he deserved you're in the wrong. You're 100% in the wrong, and you're going after someone with his family, his kids, his wife should be considered, and whatever you thought his opinion was, people should be able to speak their opinion. So I did think that people saying kind of heinous things about someone tragically dying is, and then having consequences for that, I was like, okay, there's certain times you have to have consequences. So I went and I watched that clip, and I'm like, okay, what did he say? He was making a joke about how people were reacting to it inside of the political side. He wasn't, in my opinion, he wasn't going after Charlie Kirk, and they're making it seem like he was, and he was cracking a joke like any other comedian would do on his show. Now, let's call it what it is. He's got a outstanding beef with the current president of the United States. It's not an enemy you want to have when the president of the United States has the guy, the FCC, the head of the FCC at his phone, but yet he fought it. He stayed his ground. He stayed as a comedian, took his jokes. Do I think he should be taken off the air? 100% no. That you're in trouble in a space, regardless of what you think about it. In the same way, I do think this is another battle between where we are as a country, because you're allowed to not, in the same way you're allowed to not like Jimmy Kimmel, you're allowed to think he's terrible and that he's got a horrible show and you never watch it and you don't want, but you have to look at what's happening to us as a society, where you can like, oh, I don't like that person and I'm going to use the power that I have, and now you're off the air. And he said it as much a couple weeks back. He goes, Kimmel's next, and he stayed true to his word, and he said Fallon's next. It's a scary thing, where, and again, this has nothing to do with political points of view at all. I mean, I guess it's political, but I mean, as far as where someone stands, whether it's right or left, I don't think it's a right or left issue. I think it's to me, I think it's a censorship issue. I think it's a freedom of speech issue. That's my stance on it. Steph, I feel like you're going to feel the same way, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I completely disagree with basically everything Fox News says, and I think that they've been factually proven wrong on every sort of level, and they've incited a lot of people to violence. But I would not say you don't deserve to be on air, because I believe in free speech. I really do believe in free speech. That's crazy. And it's like, yeah, the hypocrisy of the things that have come out of our own president's mouth that are hurtful, hateful, and inciting, and no one's calling for his, it's just, I believe in free speech, and I think that's really scary. And once we start chipping away at someone just because you disagree with them, now you're getting into a territory where freedom doesn't exist. And so I stand by it wholeheartedly.
It's a tough spot. Like, that one's a tough spot. GoPal support and Gen V season 2 is definitely following closely on The Boys season 4, so you'd be lost without catching up into the show. So I'm probably not going to watch Gen V. Probably season. I like.
I want to watch Gen V. I just, man, when I finished season 4 of The Boys, I was like, I'm so exhausted, you guys. Like, how do we? It's like that moment, and Demon Slayer has this too, where I'm like, how can you guys win? Like, it's just like, how are we gonna win?
I haven't seen season 4 yet, and that's why. Like, I did see Gen V season 1. I didn't see season 4, but it's like I'm telling. This is, and it's not just The Boys. This is everything. It's Marvel. It's just too much homework. It's too much homework. I'm like, I gotta watch season 4 in order to know.
It's a lot. And each episode's an hour plus.
Yeah,
basically.
I'm done. And I'll tell you, I'm probably going to bail on Alien Earth now too, because I hear that the last 2 episodes or 3 episodes have been dog shit, and by the audience. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I won't catch up. I did start watching Peacemaker season or episode 4 last night. Doug, I finished the Charlie doc. I had like 20 minutes left of part 2 that I wanted to finish, and then I started Peacemaker season 2 episode 4. And then I'll catch up because the new one's on tonight, I think. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. I thought it was on last night. I was so mad. I'm so excited. I'm really loving Peacemaker.
Okay, I heard 4 wasn't that great, but what I've seen the first 5 minutes I like. Nathan Drake, I'd easily bet $100 that Robin is not in Batman 2. I don't know if you want to make that bet. I don't know if you easily want to make that bet.
Yeah, that's a big bet, but it'll be awesome if. I mean, no, sorry, I disagree. No. I want Robin and Batman.
Yeah, I don't think you want to make that bet. John Darius, Kristian, nice job on the Dark Knight reactions. Thank you. Love how genuine it was with you and Sam. There's no other word for Sam than genuine. She is she was so locked into those movies. She loved it. And it was so funny putting her on the spot at the very end when I was like, what do you like better? This, Lord of the Rings. What do you think she liked better, Steph, the Dark Knight trilogy or Lord of the Rings?
Ooh. Based off how you said it, Dark Knight, but I feel like Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Yep.
Okay, yeah. I kind of from afar from watching her reactions feel like I know Sam, and I feel like I understand what moves her, and
this moved her too, but it was hard. It was
totally like I love Dark Knight.
Yeah,
obviously, it just Lord of the Rings, just the friendship, the romance, it's the the story.
Everything. Yeah, well, you know the thing with her is that you got to remember though too. Like she realized, she said this. She goes, you know what I realized about myself is I'm a big comic book movie fan. She wasn't beforehand because she never watched the MCU stuff, Logan, Deadpool. She never seen it. She loves comic book movies now. She loves them, and she's like, so I found myself. I'm definitely a big comic book movie fan. She's like, she was dreading watching Lord of the Rings. She's like, I'm not gonna like this shit. I'm like, there's no way. And she loved it. She loved it. And so the fact that she chose Lord of the Rings over it is pretty great. Yeah. So yeah, we have Inception coming up, and I haven't told her what we're watching today, but I keep telling her, I'm like, we haven't, because she loves Christopher Nolan now. She's watched Memento. She's watched. We have The Prestige that's dropping on Tuesday. Spoiler, she loved it. And she loves Christopher Nolan. It's like her favorite director.
She's got great taste. That's what I'm saying. She's my girl.
She loves Nolan, right? So and at the end of Prestige, I said, and we still have not gotten to my favorite Nolan movie. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, not yet. And so today we get to my favorite Nolan movie with Inception.
Yep.
John Darius. Also, I'm a bit worried. The further we go in Gunn DCU, it'll affect plans on characters Reeves may possibly want to use. Could it change his vision for Part 3 and beyond to prevent duplicates of the same villains? I'm sure that they've already had those conversations. To lock into season 2, you've got to go, okay, this is where I'm going to go with this eventually. If it's going to be a problem, we need to figure it out. Here's what I'm going, and this is where I'm going to be going. And I think that they probably have that. I think that problem would have happened, but I think it's not going to happen now. Does that make sense, Steph?
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. 18, Steph. 18. You need 60 more to win.
Okay.
60 to win with time running out so far. But Samir, social media and YouTube has ruined the anticipation for a movie. It puts even more stress on a film to be great before anyone has seen it. So annoying. Old man yells at cloud. Hi, beautiful. Thank you for calling me beautiful. I love that. So when it comes to social media and YouTube, yeah, but I mean, for sure, I mean, so YouTube is essentially part of social media, so it all connects in. So social media does, like anything, it affects it, because if you watch movie news, if you watch whatever it is to lead up to things, and I don't think it ruins it all the time. I think that it can also add to it. I think it does add to it. The movie delivers, it certainly adds to it, but it does put pressure on it, because but in the same way, though, the pressure is something that they're okay with because more eyes are on it. You get more people who see trailers now because of social media, and more people talking about it, and other things that you do get that hype off of it. You get more asses in the seats because of it. And that's why they raise the prices in the way that they raise it, and why movie theaters are doing it, because more people are seeing these things. Now you just have to make sure, because there's so much content though now. There's so much stuff that you have to say, oh, this is why you need to see our product. But I don't necessarily agree that it's ruined the anticipation. I think sometimes I think it adds pressure, but I don't think it's ruined it. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I feel like social media and YouTube suck for a lot of reasons, but I in this sense, I do think it sometimes helps movies, because I agree there's a lot of pressure, especially when you have a franchise or, a story that people feel very connected to, but I think like there's a lot of movies I might have missed, and also I feel like there's a community involved of people just excited about things because we can talk about it together. There's obviously a bad side of it, like people who like share, spoilers or, or just kind of dickheads about it. But I think that there's a lot of good, like genuine excitement. And
Yeah,
I always like that.
same. Isaiah Smith, who's a member for 2 months. Thank you, Isaiah. Happy you're a member. Just wanted to say thanks for the show, guys. Heading to Japan on Saturday, so I won't be able to watch
Oh my
live for a
gosh.
while. Have a great time.
I hate to say this, so jealous. Like
Yeah. You've never been,
I
right?
no, it is my number one. I
Okay.
think we're gonna get there in the next year, but
Okay.
I hope you have the best time, Isaiah. Enjoy the peace out there.
Right. 100%. Nathan Drake, if one battle bombs, will it matter? No. It's a great question. And the answer is no. The movie was made for like $170 million or something. There's no world that makes a profit. There is no world it makes a profit, and they're very aware of it. They are making this movie for exactly what has happened so far. The buzz with the critics, the buzz with the audience that's seen it, the amount of awards it's going to get, that or at least nominations rather. That's what this movie's for. They spent the money on this movie for recognition, for hey, PTA is back, Leo's getting another nod. This is not for profit. It's not. And sometimes that certainly happens. Now I spent a lot of money on it to do it, and that's like it's a big gamble, but no, it will not matter at all. They're not expecting this movie to make if this movie makes opening weekend makes $35-40 million, I'll be shocked. And for $175 million, normally you'd be like, oh, that's terrible. It's got 97% and 95 on Meta. It's already doing exactly what they wanted to do.
Yeah, I feel like PTA movies are for the award season and for the critics.
Yeah.
And for like, not film snobs, but it's not like for the huge
Yeah.
box office.
Yeah. Samir coming back. Has your anticipation for movies lessened after being on YouTube and social media for over a decade compared to before all that, like back in your college years? No, actually, it's because I'm more aware of a lot of the stuff that's coming out now because of it and because of what I do. So there's more things, like there are times now, and I've been very clear about this. What I'm not doing, I don't watch trailers often. That if I for reacting to some of them, like a big one or something, but like one battle after another, I did watch a trailer, and this but the movie I just saw, The Big Bold Beautiful Journey, I didn't know anything. I like walking in fresh to some of these things and just checking it out. But college years is also different too, because movies and movie theaters are different. There was no stream for me. There was no streaming. There was none of this stuff. So movies were okay. Big movies coming out this weekend. Let's friends go out to the theater and go see it. What's coming out? I don't know, something. Let's just go to the movies this week. Let's find something. That doesn't happen anymore. Now it's like, oh, we have 1,000 things to watch on Netflix and Amazon, everything. Is there anything in the theater? Or yeah, there's one big, huge movie that everybody's promoting. I'll go see that. Or this is coming out, this part of this franchise. it's very different, and I think it's because of YouTube and social media that you're made more aware of it. So no, it hasn't lessened. It's actually probably heightened.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Yeah. 25 so far. 25. Nathan Drake. Predator 2 is okay, but Busey is great in it. Steph didn't know Busey was in it until yesterday.
No, I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, she was bummed when I told her Arnold wasn't in it. Let's see. What the hell is that? Oh, so next one. Again, 25. You want to keep us going? Come on, let's get Steph a win. Let's get Steph a win this week. Jake,
Yeah.
I love the movie. Hollywood should know that anime is here to stay. I mean, it crushed, right? It did really, really well.
Yeah, it's always one of the highest grossing movie. Well, not always, but the Mugen Train arc, and they just do really well. Was one of the, I think it was the number one highest grossing film when it came out that year.
Oh.
So I expected this to do great, and it has. I feel like this is exciting for anime. Demon Slayer is definitely part of the reason I've reignited my love for anime. I'm trying to go back and watch some of like the classics, the ones that everyone loves that I've missed.
Yeah. Let's see. Next one. Joyous Romer. What's the tea time for Mando and Grogu trailer? It was supposed to come out today.
Right.
But I think because it's a Disney company right now and everything that is happening right now with the Kimmel situation, I think they're like, let's just wait. Right now, every comment is going to be about this. Let's push it. I don't think they're going to release any trailers right now. Any big ones.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Okay, next one is Buster Barnes. Am I the only one who thinks that Gunn is just letting Reeves do what he wants? I don't buy all these conspiracy theories that they're at odds personally. I don't buy that either.
Neither do I.
I think I told you already what I think. The movie, this is a business. It's a business. The last movie did well, and people are excited about it. So he runs DC Studios. And he's like, let's let the guy make the second movie. I don't think there's any odds. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that when it's just a numbers thing. People love the Reeves movie and love Pattinson as Batman. And then two, I think it's like as a filmmaker, you have to respect Reeves. So I
Yeah.
do think there's a world in which he's like, I would like Reeves to be able to do whatever he wants, obviously with some respect to one another, which I think that they both have.
Agreed. Go pal. I'm waiting at the dealer for an oil change. Oh,
Please
thanks.
tell me you're not at Jiffy Lube. Go, pal.
I don't know. You said you're
Are
helping
you
me
at your dealership?
We'll see. So you're helping me pass
Okay.
the time. Trey Porter. Thoughts on Miami Vice getting fast tracked release date? I saw that through Scott Mance, who posted that on Twitter. It's coming out on my birthday, so it's an early present for me in 23 months. I'm curious who they're going to get for that, for the new cast. I'm sure. Yeah, this is the answer that I give when it comes to this. Let's take a shot. Tell me who, I forget who's directing again. I think Mance said another thing. Who's directing? Who's the cast? And who's the writer? And look, we just talked about this stuff. Resident Evil. When you're like, if you're like, oh, we're just found out Resident Evil's getting fast tracked. I'm like, who cares? Zach Kreger's in it. Well, that's really interesting. Okay, I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Walter Hauser's in it. Okay, now I'm really in. Zach Kreger's is writing it. Oh, I locked in. Now it's anticipated. It's like it's about team. So how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think I'm with you on this. Like, I want to see who's involved in it. The name alone doesn't really do anything for me on basically any project anymore. I mean, a little bit, but yeah, it really depends on who's involved.
Joyous Romer. Kristian, I know you dislike the era, but I'm 40 episodes deep on Jedi Council Playlist. Oh, good Lord. Good luck to you. I really enjoyed it and wished it was remembered better by you. Like the beginning of it was, nice as far as some fun conversations, things too. When things get too structured for me, I don't like it. And things were way too structured on that show. And it just became, I don't like when things become jobs. And that was a job. And it was not fun at all. Jason Ashcroft, House of the Dragon is the best show on TV, in my opinion. The lore, the storytelling, everything is perfect. I get some of the gripes with season 2, but as a fan of Fire and Blood and lore, I love it. I loved season 2. I know a lot of people did, and I'm with you, Jason. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
So
it's a well-made show.
yeah, Go Pal. And and Olivia Cook, right? Olivia Cook that's her name, yes?
Yeah, yep.
She's one of the great actress, really great actress, and one of the hottest roles on television right now for sure.
Mhm.
Go Pal. Saw Ballerina last week. I liked it, but I thought they spent too much time before Anna is out on missions. Yeah, it's I thought it was, again, and this is a common answer at this point, it's a good streaming movie.
I really liked Ballerina.
Did you?
I would
Okay.
I want them to extend the franchise, but I don't think that they will.
That's another that's the difference between the question of like the one battle after another. That movie Ballerina was made to make a profit.
Yes.
So if you don't make a profit, and I think they spent too much money on it. The first John Wick cost nothing. They should have spent that kind of money on it. Jaspos, excited for the Demon Slayer reaction. I would also recommend Attack on Titan, as I think the storytelling and world building is right up your alley. Have an awesome day and greetings from Canada. Everyone tells me that I would love Attack on Titan. Everybody tells me that. I've heard that from so many different people. Steph has told me that. Like, so many people have told me that. I am using Demon Slayer as the guinea pig. If you guys actually watch it, I'm going to put the first 2 episodes up with myself and Winston. Then we're going to do the other 2. If those videos are actually watched and people actually comment on them, like them, do all that stuff, and they do well, then I'll be doing them. If they and the only reason I continued on with Amazing Digital Circus, by the way, first of all, I really liked it, right? But that's not why I did it. Because I lost a lot of money doing that, because I was paying Tina her fee, paying the editors, and it just didn't make it was a loss. It was a loss. But I wanted to do an experiment to when the next episode drops, because we had missed currently like when it drops. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say, okay, episode 7's coming out. I'll do episode 7, see how it comes out and see if it works. If it doesn't go past 7 because it's not new, then I probably won't do those again. But this one, I'm giving it a test and we'll see. And if people wind up liking Demon Slayer, then maybe wins. I mean, so the problem is I think that everybody on my team that's interested in anime, you, Chris Carr, and Winston, I think you've all seen Attack on Titan.
Mm-hmm.
You have seen it, right?
Yeah. Yes, it's amazing. It is.
Yeah. Go Pal. Disney is keeping their head down for a minute. Oh yeah, definitely. That's why you didn't get the trailer. 32. They're pushing you. They're pushing you. The CTP channel. Hey guys, what are your anticipation levels for the Lantern show? I'm not hearing any buzz on even a release date. Early 2026 is very vague. That's because they're dealing, but that has nothing to do with it. Because right now they're talking about they're still talking Peacemaker. So they're putting all the attention on Peacemaker. Once Peacemaker's in the can or done rather, then they're gonna go if Lanterns is first before Supergirl, that will be the focus, and you'll start getting more. So I wouldn't read too much into that yet. Steph, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think that they're just waiting for Peacemaker. They want to get as many eyes on it as possible because of its connection to the greater universe going on.
Samir, Alien Earth is not dog shit. Highly recommend. So I'm going to finish the episode I was watching. You know what it is about? I said this about the show. From what I've seen so far, I really liked. I think I'm like 3 or 4 episodes in. I can't remember, but I really like the show. It's one of those shows though, and similar to what I've talked about, like Seinfeld and other things, where I'm like, when I watch it, I'm like, okay, I'm into it. But I'm not like, oh, I need to go back and watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I'll get to it eventually. Go Pal, not at Jiffy Lube, at the Volkswagen dealer. Oh, okay.
Very good. Very good.
There you go. Trey Porter, Joseph Kaczynski. That's right. He's directing, and Dan Gilroy is writing Miami Vice. Okay, yeah, I'm in. There you go. I'm in. Kaczynski, perfect director for it, and
Emmy
Gilroy,
winner.
Yeah,
Emmy winner Dan Gilroy. Yep.
I'm in. I'm 100% in. Now it doesn't matter about the cast. Now it doesn't matter. Now I'm in. And Kaczynski's also doing that UFO movie, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
So let's see. Go Pal. I mentioned before I bought a class ring and I wear it most of the time I leave the house because of Green Lantern on Super Friends. Very hyped for lanterns. Yeah, I'm hyped for it too. And I really like Aaron Pierre a lot. And I love Kyle Chandler for sure. This is a great question. Scott B, when does the next goofball episode drop? The intent was to drop them every week, but Brett's schedule has been rough, to say the least. Mine too, though. Mine too. So whenever we can get recording, we've been bouncing back. We were supposed to shoot one last Wednesday, and I'm like, I'm ready. And then he's like, oh, can you push it to tomorrow? I'm like, no, I can't. So then we had to find some time. So we're waiting to figure that out. Joyous Romer, Steph, have you ever seen Tank Girl? No way. Yeah, no way.
No.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll get to that one, but that's a good one for you. Mike Cat, best and least favorite moment from the sequel Star Wars, from the new trilogy. Best and least favorite moment. I mean, I know this is probably the best moments. I mean, seeing the Falcon for the first time is pretty awesome in episode 7, when what about that piece of junk, whatever you turn over and you see the reveal of the Falcon. It's pretty awesome. It's a great moment. Seeing Han and Chewie pop back in the first time is pretty awesome. I mean, just because it's such a goof now, I probably it's not my least favorite, but it's so stupid is somehow Palpatine returned. Yeah. So how about you?
I like there's a lot that I like from the sequel trilogy. The first big fight between Rey and Kylo is sick. When they get split apart, and when she grabs the lightsaber for the first time, and then my least favorite part, I don't know, maybe when they kiss.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'm not a shipper. I'm not a shipper of that, but
Michael, this is the last one for now. I want to keep us going. You throw in some more at 37. Steph needs 40 to tie, 41 to win. 41 to, stranger things have happened. Steph has come back before to right as we're about to sign off. People are like, no, you're not leaving yet. Next thing you know, she was up by like 15. But Michael says, hey, gang, have you guys seen the promo for the new season of 911? It's hilariously bad.
Oh, no.
I'm going to tell you, Mike, until you wrote that, I didn't even know that show was still on the air.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Who's in it? Like, I don't know anything, but that sucks.
Angela Bassett's still in it?
Oh, bummer.
I don't know. But Joyous says, here's some support. Thank you, Joyous. And then Gopal says his moment is, Chewie, we're home.
Yeah.
All right, Steph, for now, it looks like that's it. However, I'm going to give you a chance to take your time, give yourself a plug here. What's going on in your channel, and where do they find you?
YouTube.com/Steph Sabraw. Come hang out. I'm dropping videos Tuesday, Thursday. And then Sundays, I'm live 5 p.m. PT. So turn on notifications or just know that we come on 5 p.m. PT. And it's like hang out. You can ask me whatever. I answer almost everything.
Please go and do that, everybody. So, one more. John Burkhart. Today's my birthday, and I just wanted to support.
Happy birthday.
Birthday indeed. To where Joyous follows it up and says, Favreau was Broom. Oh, favorite was Broom Kid. Favorite was Broom Kid. Least favorite was Luke milking the aliens. That was almost on there for me as well. And Luke throwing the lightsaber is probably one that I absolutely hate that moment. I hate that moment more. I try to go to the bathroom if I'm watching it. I try to get up and not see it. I absolutely hate that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I mean, there's so many. I don't remember. I mean, the kiss is probably not my least favorite. It didn't actually bug me that much when it happened. It's more like the after effect of what it meant, I feel like.
Yeah, it's bad. Okay, so Gopal. There's a show called Doc on Fox. I've only heard of on commercials during football games. I feel like I've heard of that recently. Who's in that? I feel like I heard of that. Not sure. I don't know. Haskell 420, please don't skip 2010 Predators of Brody in that cast. I'll make you a deal, Haskell. I'll make you a deal. I'll do it if it doesn't do 25 to 30,000 views. Okay, it's got to do at least 25,000 views. You've got to pay Steph and the editors if it doesn't do it. I'm telling you, that movie is not going to pull. It's going to do maybe 10,000 views, maybe. But if you make that deal with me, then I'll do it. You've got to pay for Steph and the editors. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you off air. I'm going to tell you on air, purpose. So there you go. Right now, you've got, and I haven't seen it. I saw that movie with Ellis once. Predators. Saw it once. He likes it. He likes that movie a lot. I did not. So now, 43, not too bad. So let's come back here next week, Steph. I'll see you twice next week. We're going to do Predator 2. Predator 1 will be coming out very, very soon. It's either going to be coming out over the weekend or it'll be coming out on Tuesday or Monday, rather. But we'll see. Joyous Romer, may the force be with you. What's your favorite lightsaber? The one I have, the Darth Bane one. Love the Darth Bane lightsaber. Do you have a favorite lightsaber?
Probably Ahsoka's. The dual lightsabers, one smaller, one bigger one.
Are you excited for Ahsoka season 2? Or are you optimistic?
I'm optimistic.
Okay.
I want to kind of see like what the trailer is and everything, get a little more, but I'm definitely going to tune in. I hope I love it.
All right. Well, there you go, guys. We're going to see if she loves it. We're going to see if you guys love it. We'll find out. I think it's next year is when it drops. Oh, Mirjam, keeping you on, Steph. 45. Not letting us sign out just yet. So we still got some time here. Mirjam says support for you both.
Thank you. So
right now, look at this. Paige, who is the kitty? You got a cat also.
Yeah, that's my cat, Tiger. Yep. Yeah, he's more introverted, so I don't put him up as much, but he is a clinger, level 5, that's for sure.
How's the dog?
Oh, she's doing amazing. Good. We just got her last stitch removed, and the open wound is almost fully healed. It's incredible.
God, that was a tough story. Samir, Steph, tell us your Jiffy Lube story.
Okay, so I went in to get an oil change. I didn't even need one, but I was just like, oh, like I had time. We were in the area. Let's just like drop it off and we'll go to Trader Joe's. And there was like a TJ Maxx. We drop it off, and within like 5 minutes, they were like, can you guys come look? The car won't start. And we're like, okay, there's literally nothing wrong with the car. I think there was like maybe 30,000 miles on the car. Yeah. It's still new. Like it's a perfect car. And we're like, what? And come to find out, what we think happened is that they drained the oil and then started the car and then just totaled the engine. So they totaled the car.
Wow.
Yeah. Luckily, they paid us the full amount of the car, what it was left. Yeah, but they totaled the car. And then come to find out, I go on Jiffy Lube's Yelp. It happens a lot. They'll like total cars quite often.
Wow. Yeah, it's great. It's those chains are always not the best.
Yeah, just go to your dealership, honestly, or go to I don't know. I've never had a problem with the Pep Boys, but yeah, don't go to a Jiffy Lube.
Next one. This is Kevin says you guys have to react to Foundation. It's amazing. I heard it's good, but here's the problem again, Kevin. It's like and this is me learning about it too, right? It's that when it comes to a show like that, there's not a lot of like people who are clicking on it. Like, and it's like you got to understand that it is one of the, I see Real Rejects post them out all the time. There are shows and things and movies that they want to keep doing, but if people aren't clicking on it, it doesn't make sense to keep doing because you're financially not able to sustain it. You know, it's the same thing. It's a business. And so Sadie, my wife, has never watched Breaking Bad. We are going to attempt to do Breaking Bad, and I told her the same thing. I go, look, we're gonna do like 3 or 4 episodes, and we're gonna see how that pans out. And if people watch it, then we'll keep going. But it's like we're not gonna go all the way in the same way that I did Squid Game. I was like, oh, Squid Game. It was forever. It took me so long before I finally even got to season 1. And I started, and nobody gave a shit. Nobody's watching it. And I was like, and it's nobody's fault. They're like, yeah, we watched these already when they came out 2-3 years ago. Stupid. Why wouldn't I watch you do it now? And it just didn't do well. And so I stopped doing it. So yeah. So there you go. We're probably not going to do that.
I watched Foundation. I loved the first few seasons, and then but it's a exposition heavy show. Like, we started the newest season and it felt like for the first 2 episodes it was like 2 hours of exposition realigning you with what was happening.
Right.
And I was like, damn, I'm just like, it's not that it's bad, I'm just not sucked into it at all. And right now with so much to watch, I haven't returned to it.
Joyous, Kristian, what's your favorite Star Wars duel? Luke and Vader in Empire. What about you, Steph?
Probably Luke and Vader in Empire, but I will say I loved Obi and Darth in the Obi-Wan series.
Yeah, which the Obi-Wan and Vader in the end battle. Yeah, it was a good battle. Track stars. Do you show unedited watch-alongs before your release schedule on Patreon? Do you mean on memberships? They're both the same. So, like, I think PLD tries to match them. The problem with Patreon is that when you have to schedule, like, membership, you can just make them public whenever. Patreon, you got to like schedule it out for the watch-alongs, too. So it like takes a couple hours. So usually it drops a little later than the membership, but usually on the same day, if that's what you're asking. But both unedited watch-alongs air on both Patreon and memberships, if that makes sense. Okay. So 50. That was a good battle back.
It was
only 27. I mean, look, there's still half an hour left, but it's 27 to go if you wanted to. If not, hey, we did pretty damn good.
Yep.
Are you going to see that Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell movie? You're going to wait for streaming?
I think I'm going to go see it. It looks really refreshing.
It is definitely Alonzo Duralde, they said it very well. I saw his thing. It really goes like style. Like, it goes for like it wants to show you it's like it's some beautiful shots, and it really wants to show you like it's kind of quirky and almost like they're trying to do a Eternal Sunshine of Spotless Mind thing, and it's style, and it's like, yeah, but sometimes there's so much style with not enough substance,
Okay.
But I really liked them a lot, and I wound up leaving it with a smile on my face because, like, oh, and there's a couple emotional moments, but I don't know if I would tell anybody to spend their money on it, but I'd say you should watch it at home.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Scott B, do y'all think a live action Force Unleashed show movie with Sam Witwer would do well? Yes, because of how it ties into the original trilogy. If they actually decided to make a lot of that canon. You remember, like, they start out, we haven't really seen, and they're even doing a book that's coming out about Vader's first couple of years. There's a flashback scene to show, like, right when Vader was hunting down Jedi and how he was annihilated. That's how he finds Starkiller. He's essentially, Starkiller was a Jedi as a kid, and he was stolen from his family or whatever. And so he was stolen from his family and raised as Vader's apprentice, and then how the rebellion essentially started. You could kind of tie that in, that it helped out, and Mon Mothma was kind of involved, but you could dive deep into it if you wanted to. It would be great to try to do. I don't think Lucas would touch it with a 10-foot pole. So yeah. 51 pretty damn next week 51. So Mike Kalinowski and Roxy win this week against Steph, but we'll see what happens next week. Thank you for joining us here today. As always, check us out on Spotify. Check us out on everywhere podcasts are found. Make sure you check out my and Steph's Predator reaction coming out very soon. Thank you for being here with us. As always, you guys are great. I appreciate you, and we'll see you on the flip side.